How's it going? Oh, didn't even do the theme song.
Oh, you know what? The intro. Hey, gang, it's HD.
It didn't say the thing.
It's
Where'd it go?
gang. You know what happened?
Oh, they took it out.
I took it out
Oh,
for the. I'm sorry, gang. We're unprofessional. Hold on.
One, two, three, four. It's going to be that time of the night when we gather to chat our life. Come and join us and see what we got. Having fun and doing taking cool shots. Watch a video time alone. Well, join us and then care shall be forgot. It's the after show chat. It's the after show chat. We'll have some fun. Gang going nuts. We don't know what else to sing about. So I'll throw in something. The clock is ticking and time to start the show. What time it ends, we just don't know. Hopefully Mrs. Dufresne doesn't wake up. Oh, Mrs. Dufresne. Once it's certain we're all happy friends. And all together the fun never ends. So stick around and watch with us. It's the after show chat.
Get your butt to bed, Harold Dufresne.
You're watching After Show Chat.
All right. Thank you, Kelly.
Oh,
Hey, thank you, Kelly.
Yeah.
Let me take Gene off until they get their cameras up. Thank you, Kelly. You know, I miss Kelly, Dolly Rots. They were on tour and then they came to New Orleans. I was on the cruise and I was out of town and I couldn't go see them. I was disappointed not to be able to go see our friends Kelly and Lewis and the Dolly Rots. But anyway, maybe I'll get another chance in the future. Every time they play with Bowling for Soup. I don't know. They always play with Bowling with Soup. Last time I saw them, they were playing with Bowling with Soup. I like to see the Dolly Rock, but you know, touring, I guess it's you have to team up. So let's see who's in the house because we got a guest, so we go in hurry up and get to HD. I mean, this is not HD. I know HD's now, but Nate's in the house. No Art Brecek. Mother Teresa, Allison Perry, Nate, Doughboy of Doom. Thank y'all so much. Everybody's starting to roll in over here. And we're gonna have a fun show tonight. We're waiting for Gene to get their camera going, and then I tell you what. Let me just make a few notes real fast. Wednesday night we have a special show. I don't know. I'm going to talk about this after we talk to our guest. But Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Central, I have the Wellingtons from Australia, the power pop band, the Wellingtons. Great band. It's a special. They're from Australia, so I had to finagle the time. So Wednesday special show, 6 p.m. It'll be the Wellingtons coming on, and then next week is Elena Rogers. Elena Rogers is going to be on next week. So a lot going on this week. Food chat on Tuesday, Wednesday, Wellington's interview, and next Sunday, Elena Rogers with her great music that we're going to talk to. Great artist. But we have a great artist tonight. We have a very awesome guest tonight, and I'm looking forward to this a lot. And I got to give a shout out, and we'll talk about this more in a little bit, but a shout out to Angelo for getting the guest on. Yeah. I appreciate it, Angelo. And I need to show that. I need to email me that video y'all had last night too. I got to email it. We should have showed that at the beginning. But gang, our guest tonight is to me a pop punk legend out there. His music was a big helped me a lot in my life, and I'll talk about this in a little bit. His music, their band Sicko, really helped me go through some tough times in my life around when they came out with and I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm not gonna give you too much details about the tough times in my life, but but I will talk about that because they have been a big influence. He's a great musician, all his music, all their music's great. He was in Sicko. His new band, Subjunctives, is out right now too. They have 2 great albums. And look, you go follow them on Facebook, and we're going to talk to Ian about this. You pay the shipping. I think they send you the CD for free. Come on now. What are you going to do about this? Yeah. So look, without further ado, what am I talking about him before? Let's get him on there. There we go. Yeah, there it is. All right.
Did you hear?
Hello.
Yay! Hi.
All right, Ian, thank you so much for coming on, my man. I appreciate it. We'll talk about the story about how you and Angelo met up at one night, and we got you in the air in 1 second. But I wanted to, before I start asking you questions and talking to you, Nancy Walker from California is back. She was on our show Tuesday night. Hey, Nancy, Adam's in the house too. Adam, we'll talk about that a little bit too. So Ian, let me tell you a little bit. Because I say your music has a lot to do with my life. In 90, the first album Sicko came out with, You Can Feel the Love in the Room. I mean, I knew of y'all band before, but in 95, I was going through a tough patch in my life. I had just moved back. I was living in Mississippi. I moved back to Louisiana. I was working, I hate to say it, I was working a job that I wasn't sure what I was going to do anymore. I moved back with my family. I was a security guard. And I was pretty depressed about my life. And I'd be working 12-hour shifts late at night. And all that alone time, it got me even more messed up in my mind, things. And around that time, Laugh While You Can, Monkey Boy came out. And your music from that uplifted me so much and made my nights. I would listen to it, and this is the true story. I'm going to show you a picture. I don't have the original. I know it's somewhere in the house. I didn't have a lot of money at the time, okay? And I would listen to I had the cassette. I had the album too. But I would listen to that, and Chef Boyardee. Then after that, Chef Boyardee. It seemed like I'm going to talk about that in 1 second, but they seemed like they came out almost to me at the same timeline.
They did almost, yeah.
I know, yeah. And this is what I would listen to it because I didn't have a lot of money, so I stole my kids' Fisher Price tape players. 100% the truth, and I would listen to Sicko and other music, awesome. but especially Sicko because y'all were one like my top at that time, and I would listen to it on that Sony, my first Sony. I'd steal it from the kids, and I'd sit down in my little guard job. Now I still have now look, the funny thing is I still work for the same company. Now I run the company, but at that time I didn't know what my life would be entailing. But Ian, so your music has been a big influence in me. So I appreciate everything you have done over the years. So just wanted to throw that out real fast.
Thank you. It's very kind.
Yeah, well, you're very kind for making all the music you made. All right, Ian. So let's start off at the beginning. What was your first musical influences? Do you remember like when did you start playing music? When did you start?
My parents started me on piano when I was probably 5, something like that, and then we did the usual kind of your parents make you do piano, and I fought it and I wasn't very good at it. I tried a few other things. I played trumpet and then tuba and marching band in middle school and then high school and then the orchestra. And then somewhere in there I got a guitar. Well, my dad had an old classical guitar, and I found that a lot more interesting than those other instruments. So, by that point, it was really just kind of hard rock radio You know, it
Yeah.
was, so I would have been, I guess, 1983. I was 13. That's when I first picked up the guitar. And like, you know, you tune in. Our local kind of had 2 hard rock stations, and you hear bands like Judas Priest and the Scorpions and AC/DC, and, you know, even stuff like Eric Clapton, and, you know, I just Dire Straits, all that kind of stuff. And I found everything about guitars and guitar music just to be really intoxicating. So my first influences were just like garden variety butt rock, really.
Just regular standard AOR a rock station.
Yeah,
on your
that's
local
right.
radio. Yeah.
Yep.
Then how do you get into the more punk side?
Yeah. You know, I made it all the way through high school without listening to that music. It's just more heavy metal and
Yeah,
hard
same
rock.
here. Same here.
And then you know, I was waiting away to college, and there was this guy who had long hair, and I had long hair, and it's one of those things where you just like see something similar in another person, and you're like, okay, I'm going to be friends with this person.
Yeah.
We're friends to this day, and he said, well, you should come to this show that was at an off-campus house, and, you know, and I saw these like at the time it was, I guess it would have been 1988, 87, and that's when there was a lot of kind of crossover hardcore speed metal stuff going on.
Yeah.
And, I'd never really seen anything like that, and it kind of blew my mind. And I started going to shows like that with him, not really knowing, you know, what any of it was about. And then there was this kind of one moment where my second year of college, he took my live Led Zeppelin tape and he recorded the Descendants on one side and the second. And he said, you need to stop listening to this stuff and start listening to that stuff. And that kind of, you know, and then he was playing in a band with these other guys. And, you know, I'd been in, you know, butt rock bands and stuff with my friends in high school. And I was like, oh, wow, it really clicked, like watching them play this music. And I remember I saw their band practice. I just wanted to watch them practice. And they played a couple okay songs. They played this one great song. And I said, wow, that's a great song. What is it? And it turned out it was Rise Above by Black Flag. And I was like, that's an amazing song. It was so different and interesting. Anyhow, I kind of became fast friends with those guys, and they, you know, sort of took me under their wing and like, were like, okay, here you're going to listen to the Ramones.
they were your tutors in punk rock. Right?
Yeah, that's really true. And, you know, here's Dinosaur Jr. and here's Nirvana and here's Sonic Youth, and here's, you know, the Angry Samoans, and Husker Du was a big one for me, and Misfits and stuff like that. And so they just kind of had a really great time educating me on this stuff. And I just, my brain was ready for that. And I kind of, you know, I was ready to play music in a new way, and I didn't really know how to do that. And it just all came together really quick. And it was years and years coming, but that's when it kind of actually happened, kind of 1988, 89 is, and I was, you know, 18, 19 years old when I first started hearing like punk and American underground music and getting into that world. And it just consumed me. I you know, fell right into it.
I tell you what, because your history is and talking to you and hearing your story right there, that's basically my history of getting into punk also. Like when I was in high school, it was all, you know, like you would call the heavy metal, the you know, the regular stuff. Then I started getting into the deeper metal, you know, thrash and all this. And then that crossover around that time, it was the DRI. You would have to cross over hardcore. And then eventually, you know, I got kind of burned out on the thrash and metal. And I discovered this new sound, you know, like Descendants, Lemonheads at the time.
Oh, love the Lemonheads.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. And, you know, it was all this different sounds. And I was like, man, this is great. It's melodic. They have, you know, they have hooks. I just love this type of music. And I was the same exact, almost probably the same exact way as you. And when I discovered all this, it was like, I just got to get everything I can get my hands on, you know, whatever looks good at the record store. At the time, we didn't know what was what. I mean, we had Maximum Rock and Roll, but
I would buy based on what the cover looked like.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I discovered all
You know, it's interesting what you say. Having such a similar experience to me, I would have been like, wow, that's really random. I do a lot of, I went to business school and I did a lot of like work to build my record label and to understand how to do, you know, how to market bands and how to, you know, sort of run a label and sort of took a real more scientific kind of academic approach to understanding it. And one of the things that I learned through this process is that very often the people that like your music are a lot like you.
Yeah.
And like spooky level. Like, so you're saying, oh, it was this band and that band. And like, I had that same experience as you. And like, I did like an experiment. They call it archetypes. But basically where you interview people who buy the most of your stuff. So you find the person who buys the most of your stuff in your store and you interview them and ask them like a lot of questions like, oh, you know, how'd you get into music? And, you know, when did you find out about punk? And tell me about your family and about your home and all this kind of like an hour-long interview. Sort of, you know, trying to understand a character of a person who's really interested in your music. I did this with 3 guys and we, you know, you try to identify types of people, right? You know, and so one person that we kind of identified from this was a person who's really into DIY music. Another person is sort of like a collector. It's that, you know, and there's different sort of types that come from this. And what was real, and so that helps you when you're writing, you know, marketing material or when you're kind of trying to consider what your subjects are or what you're writing about or what you're working on or how you're trying to sell your music. This is all real useful. And that's been great for me, but what was possibly the most interesting about it was even in the first interview, I was talking to this fella and he had the same upbringing as me. He had the same musical experiences, the same stuff with DIY, the same stuff with punk. There was a piano in the house. He came from a conservative religious family. I mean, he had all this stuff. There was one dude who had all that stuff too. And I was like, this is crazy. All these guys are me. They're like me. They're just like me. Like, and I thought that's really weird, but that is super duper common. There was one guy's like, you know, white looking dude with a Latin last name. He's like, I'm you. You know, and like, it was real, it was a trip to understand that the person who's listening to your music is relating to your music because it's also like really applicable to them. So
yeah,
in a way, I think before I would have done that exercise, I would have been like, wow, that's crazy, Harold. But like I actually, that makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a ton of sense.
Right.
But it is always like strange to come across someone who's been down the same path as you in life and you never met them before. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, you were like, you know, doing the same steps as me in Louisiana instead of Seattle.
And you know, and on the show they know that I started out playing the piano when I was young, and I moved on to the trumpet, and then I moved to the guitar, but then I guess I didn't have the talent or I was lazy and I didn't go the next step up. I was just a listener instead of the but I mean, it is amazing that and you are right. And I never thought of that the way you put it just now. And that's so interesting because it makes sense. I mean, if you're drawn to the same type of music,
right.
It makes total sense that you're going to have a lot of the same attributes as the person you're going to.
I mean, I think we tend to think of ourselves as individuals, and I think, like, you know, at my job where I work, people are like, "This guy is a serious individual, like he's a weirdo." But like, I think in a world of individuals, there's there's people out there that have a really shared experience with you, even though like you never met. Exactly. I found that to be. It was the first interview I did with the first guy. It was kind of emotional because I was like, "Fuck, this guy is me," you know. And he's like, "This guy is me." By the third interview, I was like ready for it, but like it was a trip. It was a real. I won't lie. It was a real brain shaker.
Yeah, and you see, like we're I'm from Louisiana, so I I'll be honest with you. You know, getting into punk, there was nobody in my hometown. You know, I live south in New Orleans. I live in a little town called Lockport, and there was nobody cut off at the time. A little town called Cutoff, but there was nobody that I'm just reading the comments to out of it. I love it. But anyway,
Out of this package.
I haven't heard that. I love of it. I haven't heard. I should equal listen to them again. But yeah, there was nobody else. I thought I was the most unique person in the world, you know, until you start. And back then, I mean, there was no internet. So really, you were really a loner. You know, you really loved your music. Your neighbors thought you were crazy when you put on the Descendants or you know, stuff like that. Black Flag, they really thought you were nuts whenever you would, you know, blast your Flag records and
that's right.
the neighbors, you know. So and then you I guess how did you meet the other members of Sicko? Were they friends of yours or?
Well, Danny and I went to university together, and you know, we were in the same circles of friends, and we had played in a couple of bands together. Then I invited, he was from Spokane, I was from Seattle, so after college I invited him to move out to Seattle and start a band. And he had a friend who knew a drummer, and that drummer happened to be Josh. And so it was, you know, it was there wasn't a lot of people to really play that kind of music with.
Right.
Time in Seattle in 1991. Well, it was 92, late 91, early 92. We got together. Like, it was really, grunge was like a very big phenomenon at that time. It kind of dominated the musical culture.
Right. Yeah.
And so people wanted to do what we were doing, which it sounds crazy to say now. Like, oh yeah, pop punk was really obscure, but it was super obscure. There was nobody was doing it. There was maybe one or two other bands in all of Seattle doing it.
Yeah.
And of course now, you know, after the 90s and the 2000s is like the biggest music in the world. But like, it's like at a time, it's like, you know, imagine a time when like blues records were like just this very obscure art form. You know, getting sold in drugstores in the South, like, you know, in the 1920s and 30s, and like selling, you know, like Robert Johnson sells like, you know, 4,000 copies of his single, right? Like, you know, and that's it. And nobody knows about it. But then after the 60s, you know, he could sell a million copies of it. Of course, he's, you know, long gone. But like, I kind of think it's in that kind of vein where like it just was, it wasn't on any radar. No one was doing it. And we had no idea it was coming later. So to find a couple of guys who were actually interested in playing that was pretty lucky. Although maybe on the other side, it's just like, you know, you just were in your little world, and of course you would end up playing that, but it's a small world with those kind of people in it. I'm not really sure, but you know, we found each other and we tried out some other people for drums that were like, I mean, not appropriate, right? Butt rockers and stuff. And like, we did not want to be in the Stone Temple Pilots. We did not want to be in Alice in Chains and all that stuff. And so in a way, we enjoyed at that time a sense of kind of being rebellious, like, you know, because something that was different.
That Seattle, I mean, the Seattle music scene back then, 91, 92, I mean, that was all grunge. That was just that. And every band, it seemed like that was coming out of that school, you know, in that area was just copying each other at one point, you know, and to hear a band like your, you know, Sicko come out and do something completely different. I remember, now this is showing my, you know, my age too, but I remember your first EP, or I think one of the first ones, I think it was Count Me Out. I think it was. And I remember getting that. I think I know I ordered it from Maximum Rock and Roll somewhere. It's probably Epicenter or something, you know, something like that. That's where I got all my music. Yep. And at that time, a review in Maximum Rock and Roll was basically for me to find music, you know? Yeah,
that was how you found it. And if you found your way in there, you got access to you got access to there were bands that I knew that, you know, got a good review in there and like sold a lot of records because there was really nowhere else to go.
To
get that information at the time. I mean, there was, but it was not on the scale. So you're right. That was the the single source, which in a way was easy because you could at least go somewhere. Because now you want to find something, sort of almost like a needle in a haystack.
Oh, it is. It is. You're right.
Although
You're right.
there's a lot more choice too. So it's
Yeah.
a different world, really different time.
Yeah, yeah. And then I remember just discovering your music, and it just hit me. I love the pop punk sound. That it was fast. It was fast paced. A lot of the music, and then the first album y'all came out with, You Can Feel the Love in This Room. That album, I must have listened to that album a million. I'm not lying. I mean, back then that's what you would do. You would just, you didn't have that much music, you didn't have that much money to buy, and you listened to it. You spent your money and you listened to it. And what label did that come out on? Whenever
Empty Records.
Empty, and that was what was it that Kurt with the fast? Was that Kurt or
no?
Okay.
A guy named Blake Wright. They
Okay.
put out Gas Huffer, the Mises, some stuff for the Super Suckers.
Was that the Stand too?
Stuff. What's that?
The Stand? Oh, what's
no? The Stand was that was my label, Top Door Records.
Oh, okay.
Stand.
What about Bum? Was Bum on Empty? I don't remember.
Bum was never on Empty. Bum was on
a Canadian label, probably.
Yeah, I can look it up, but
it's okay. I remembered all the Empty bands, and I was trying to think on the top of my head. I don't have a list in front of me, but so it was Empty Records, and that album. Did y'all record? Did y'all write those songs just for that out? Like what was the writing process back then?
Sure. Well.
Because I'm always curious about that.
It wasn't anything as deliberate as that. Like now we're working on an album now. We're like, okay, we need this many songs, and let's have it be about something and balance it and blah blah blah. Let's not all have them have the same breakdown. At that point, we didn't really have any idea what we were doing. Like we were just doing what we'd always done with in bands and write songs. And so for maybe 2 years, we had just written songs and came in and learned new songs and tried to kind of, the direction shifted a little bit here and there. And so I think what was interesting about that first record, that's my favorite Sicko record for sure, is that it was pretty eclectic. It had a lot of different kinds of styles.
Oh, it did have a lot of different styles. Oh, I agree.
We were talking about this, I don't know, a few months back, and like, by the time we made the last record, we'd been around a lot of pop punk bands, and so we kind of got influenced by that stuff, and we bought a lot of pop punk records. But when we were making that first record, we were easily as influenced by like Stiff Little Fingers as we were Husker Du, as we were, I don't know, like maybe X and like these more eclectic stuff.
Right.
Whereas by the time the last record, it was like, okay, here's a song that's kind of like NoFX, and here's a song that's kind of like, I don't know, the Mark Men, and here's a song that's like Cub, and here's this, you know what I mean? Like, so it was 100%. Much more timely, updated. Whereas that first record was a little bit more out there, like Soul Asylum songs. We were writing.
I know it's amazing that some of those the collection of the songs and what you make and what you say makes 100% sense, Ian. Because that's one thing people always ask me. They say, "Well, who do you like to listen to?" I don't like to listen to nobody because I don't want to be influenced by nobody. I want to be my own individual. So that makes completely amount of sense whenever y'all recorded that first album and wrote that first album, because those songs. I love so many, and just even a song like Wisdom Tooth Weekend was like.
Well, that was me trying to write a song like Sugar, Bob Mold's first record. I was trying to write, whatever that opening track on that first record, Jun. I was like, kind of reacting to that. Those songs were kind of like, so with Sicko, one person would write the song, play guitar and sing, and the other person would play bass, and then we would trade instruments.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So we would just really typically we would come into band practice, run through the set or whatever, and say one of us would say, I got a new one, and we'd show the other guys how it went, and then they would figure out what they wanted to do on bass and drums. You might have some direction, not a lot really. We were pretty lined up on how stuff ought to go. It was never a band that had a lot of creative differences, like little bit, but never like, oh, I can't believe you're writing this or that. It was more like we kind of all got the same memo on music, and and so like from there we just play the hell out of it. It would evolve a little bit, over the gigs and the months and whatever. And so by the time we got to that record, we had a ton of songs, and we just went in and recorded all the stuff that we wanted to do. And by the time we got to the second record, Laugh While You Can, Monkey Boy, it was like it was really, I think it technically is an EP because it's pretty short.
I know, I was going to mention that. It was like not that I was disappointed, but like the record came out and it was like, I want more. What is this?
We didn't have many songs, and like also I can't remember if it was that one or Chef. I think it was that one. Like there was a tour that we could do or something, like if we got something out quick. And so we went in and recorded that with Kurt Block at this studio in 48 hours, like the worst 2 days ever. Like just like 14-hour days were just super zonked, and it was really mixed quickly. And we had no other songs, right? And so that was all the songs we had. And a funny joke heavy metal song. And then
and then the Weasels of Doom. Was it that?
Yeah. And then joke hardcore song that came from a band we had in college. Like, so we were like out of material. And so I guess a lot of bands have that where like you have years to make that first record, and then you have like months to make the next one.
Yeah.
So we the process changed quite a bit.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, Laugh While You Can, Monkey Boy has some great. It was a different little style in some of the songs. One of my favorite songs is Bad Year. I'm having a bad year, because I could relate to it. I was having a bad year when it came out, and I could definitely relate to it. And even a song like Little Star was just different. I'm just whenever the one that kind of caught me off guard, I didn't know, was The Juice Is Loose. I did.
That is one of the stupidest songs we ever wrote.
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it. But I listen to it sometimes, and I like nothing against Sicko, but I know I was cringy. Like it didn't age well. That song
it did not age well. It didn't start out well. It was sort of like, well, we have to have these songs ready for next week. Well, here's one. I don't think we should. I think we would have more time. That and a couple others would have not made it on the record. It was a very different writing process. But yeah, that one was like, what the hell?
I'm glad
that was my song too, unfortunately.
I'm glad we talked about it, because sometimes I listen to it still, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just skip on this one.
We thought it was super funny to put all the helicopters and machine guns in there. We thought we were so clever, but it was not clever or funny. I mean, it's funny now.
It's funny now, just hearing. Hey, look, I mean, at the time, I'm when you're doing record and you don't know the environment, and it's just one of them things that you can look back and say, oh, I should have did this song, or maybe I should have put this on the record. But at the time, if that's it is what it is. I mean, that's just a stamp in time that it was there. And I'm going to tell you, I love Laugh While You Can, Monkey Boy. Like I said before, that was the one that came out that really helped me through a lot. Even those, like the Juices, it might be weird, but it helped me a lot. And there's still a fond place in my heart for even songs like that.
Thank you. I'm glad
now, did y'all tour a lot?
Well, we did a couple of U.S. tours, a couple of California tours, and a couple of overseas tours. So I think maybe by today's standards, maybe not a lot, but we were never really, we weren't the kind of band that was just like trying to live from music and be on the road all the time. We sort of viewed it as sort of eccentric vacations and, a really passionate hobby kind of thing. So like, I think our longest was like maybe 45 days or 40 days or something like that.
Did you ever come to New Orleans? I don't remember,
I don't think we did. Well, I know we came through there because we were driving across the South and we stopped in New Orleans and we thought we should see the French Quarter because we had never seen that. And we stopped and ate some, traditional food and, and then got back in our van and drove to the next place. I don't think we played in Louisiana at all.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's difficult for me to remember.
Right.
It was a long time ago, and I was, there was a lot going on.
I know, and I might have missed it too. I mean, by the time I was moving from Mississippi, and I really wasn't keeping up to date, what bands were playing. I still remember the story one time I was driving back from Louisiana to Mississippi, and I was driving down the I-10 interstate, and I look and I see a van. And I recognized the people in the van. And I'm like, that's Jawbreaker.
Oh,
that's
cool.
Jawbreaker. And I said, what are they doing? So, at that time we'd have the internet and nothing. So I followed them. They pulled her over and I went talk to them and said, what are y'all doing? And I was talking to Blake and he said, we just played in New Orleans. I said, duh, I didn't even know you were playing. It's like one of the things you don't get the news.
That still happens to me.
And then after that, I don't want to go through. I mean, I'm not going to do a chronology, but I just want to mention Chef Boy, Are You Dumb? When that one came out, it was like almost like the same timeline. Like I just remember, maybe because the way I got my music and everything else, it was like I know it was a few months separated, but
it was a busy time, and maybe that was the one. I can't remember now, but basically those got kind of rushed because there was people starting to say, "Oh, you can come to Japan, but you got to be done by this time." And you go to Europe, we got to be ready with a record by that time. And we were writing a lot, and that was sort of when everyone was really excited about the band and working really hard. We always had a very strong work ethic, and so we were able. I think maybe we might have gotten both of them done in the space of 12 or 18 months or something like that. Like it was pretty close together. And I think they came out pretty close. The next record took years.
I know the next one was a big thing. Did Kurt with Fastbacks record those two Halfway You Can, Monkey Boy and Chef Boy Are You Dumb?
Yeah, he did the first single, the one that you were talking about, Count Me Out. You Can Feel Love in This Room, Laugh While You Can, Monkey Boy, Chef Boy Are You Dumb? And then a fellow named Pete Gerald recorded the last record, You're Not the Boss of Me, but Kurt was like the second engineer. So like it was Kurt across all of those things.
All those things. The Ian, I don't know if you knew this story, but I believe, and this is Angelo, correct me if I'm wrong. Kim with the Fastbacks, Kim Warnick was the first person to serve you a drink in a bar or something, or
was she?
No, I'm talking about Angelo up there.
Oh,
Angelo.
I was going to say, I don't think so.
No, Angelo. I think
Kim that's cool.
Or Kim served you a drink in the bar. I thought you said it was one of your first. You're on mute there, Angelo.
Yeah, she worked at the Cha-Cha, this bar back in the day, and when I was 21. Yeah.
And ever since then, she ruined his life. Now we look at him. I'm just joking with him. I love Angelo. He knows I'm just joking with him. So Ian, so the I could talk about Seattle music all the time. The Fastbacks were like what about first? I think even before Sicko. I mean, they were like they were they are still. I mean, they came up with new music recently. I love Kim and Kurt and all of them all. Then unfortunately the band had to part ways. What happened with that?
Well, you know, we always had a sort of a lot of, we're young men and lots of opinions. We never really argue about music much, but we often got in arguments about other things. But I think we were all. So yeah, I'm sure there was some silly argument at the center of it, but the way I look at that situation is, we were all in our late 20s. We were all, in serious relationships, and we wanted to get on with our careers and our lives, and we were never really cut out, any of us, to be professional musicians. We were not real bohemians. We were just regular middle class guys that had a passion and a hobby.
Right.
And we were really more tourists in the world of music, I think, than some of our peers who just are musicians, permanent music. Kurt is like,
Yes. Kurt gets his life. Yes.
if Kurt is living in a cardboard box somewhere, he's gonna be still making records.
Exactly.
That,
Yeah, I mean, Fastbacks broke up, and he went right. I mean, he's in so many bands as it is.
Nothing is going to ever change that. He is a professional musician and always will be. And he's not living in a cardboard box. He lives in a nice house. So I think that there was a lot of sort of internal pressure on our parts to sort of move on to the next part of our lives.
I can see that.
And then, and we didn't want to, I remember thinking, gosh, I don't want to go on tour. I want to go to barbecues and hang out with my girlfriend and, and have a relaxed Sunday and not fighting with a bunch of guys in a band about set list or something, And so I think also the other thing that was going on at that time is, as I had mentioned earlier, when pop punk started for us, it was a really small crowd, and it was, people that I related to very much, people like Lance Hahn.
Yes, I was going to ask about Lance.
Jay Church, and people like Kurt Block, and people like Dr. Frank from Mr. T Experience, like intellectuals, but weirdos, misfits, strange people playing this sort of, really music that I always saw as a reaction against hardcore and sort of macho 80s punk rock. And so it was this small little world of, what I always thought of as this cool guy, the smart cool guy club. And then by the end of the 90s, there were these enormous festivals and the Vans Warped Tour, and there was full of people who were dressed in clothes from something called Hot Topic, and and what we saw as not an underground, anti-corporate sort of maximum rock and roll kind of ethic. We had become something else.
Yes,
and it was
definitely
easy for us to feel uncomfortable in that context. And I wouldn't want people to think that I'm like against any of that, and I think, there are people who like music and bands playing music, and, wherever you get your t-shirt, you should get your t-shirt, and that's great. But at the time, as young sort of hipsters coming out of this sort of, snobby little subculture that had become this enormous thing, we felt a little bit like alien there. We felt a little like we didn't fit in here, and it was easy for us to poo-poo it. So that was all going on while we were we were ready to cross into adulthood, and so and a few other minor things, and I think that's what made us say enough is enough. And we stopped doing it, and of course, when we got back together and then took a break and got back together and took so I don't know how many times we've gotten back together now. So it was really about, I think it was as the times were changing and as we were changing and growing up, it was time to move on.
Yeah, and you're so right, because I was really into that scene at the time also, like I talked about. And you are 100% right when you say, it was like I wasn't a musician, but I felt like it was my club too.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
our bands.
Yeah,
our
it's
club.
our
Speaking to
culture.
us, yeah.
Yes, it's our it's our group. It's us. It's us.
And who are these people trying to get in here?
Yeah, now
They're
all
not
of a
as legit as we
yeah,
are.
now,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden I got these other bands that don't even know who the Descendants are trying to creep into this music, you know.
Yeah,
And
you get
it was 100% true. It was just a different time, and I know exactly the scenes that you're talking about because. Again, I wasn't a musician, but I was in there. I was into that. You know, that was my life at the time. Punk was my life. You know, punk, that pop punk, and all that was just my life.
Yeah.
And like you talked about with J Church, with Lance, which unfortunately, did you know Lance
Yeah.
personally? Yeah.
Yeah, we were friends. In fact, there's a song on the newest
Yeah.
record
Yeah.
called "It's a Shame We Didn't Get
Yeah.
More Time, Lance,"
Yeah.
which is all about my relationship with Lance as I sort of went from being a fan to being, a colleague, to being a friend, and then being a mourner
Right.
as he passed away, really early on.
He did. It was really a shame. Really.
Right.
And if somebody don't know what we're talking about Lance Hand, who was his band Cringer, and then J Church.
I mean, Gardner told me I have the world's only Cringer tattoo.
Cringer.
There. So if anybody's got the
that's awesome.
that's a Chris Applegren art from like the late 80s. So that's,
my goodness.
I was a big Cringer and J Church fan.
Oh my good. And the output that Lance had in his music, amazing. I mean, just so much music he put out in his short life. And it was a shame. I think he had I forgot what he had, health
You know what he had? He had undiagnosed high blood pressure.
Oh wow.
That's all it was. And the problem is, and this happens to men all the time, particularly, it kills your kidneys, and you don't know it. And he ended up in the hospital. And it turned out,
I remember, yeah.
But and they're like, well, what? I remember he told me, he came to me, he said, yeah, they said, I felt really sick, went to the hospital, the emergency room. They're like, well, you need to stop doing crack. And he said, I don't never take crack. They're like, sure, no, you really need to stop doing it. And his heart had swollen up and such. And this was all because of this undiagnosed high blood pressure that had ruined his kidneys. And he was on dialysis.
I remember that. Yeah.
He also couldn't, he was a bohemian who lived outside of the normal tracks of things. And so he didn't have proper health insurance, and he didn't have access to, my doctor every year is like, yeah, your counts of this and that. And
right.
I get all that because I work in a regular job, but he was a guy who was in a band and worked at a video store later. And so unfortunately, just because of the healthcare situation, he did not get the care that a normal person would just having any regular job, and say, you know what, dude, you're prone to high blood pressure. Let's get you on some high blood pressure medication, save your life.
Yeah.
And then he died, tragically. Anyway, it really affected me.
But
and that is why we wrote that song. That's kind of one of the
he was amazing. And look, gang, and with the instant, my history, I talk about it enough on this show with my cardiologist, Dr. Wong. And I was in the same situation where I was walking around with high blood pressure, never even knew it,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They caught it a lot earlier with me than with Lance, but I had years of not doing normal jobs and not getting checked out, and I thought I was invincible, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, that's gonna kill you, man.
Yeah, 100%, same way, same exact.
Man, it doesn't even hurt. You don't wake up like in pain or nothing. Like there's some things just like, oh wow, I feel like shit, what's going on? And you go, this thing is just, it sneaks up on you.
Yeah, you do. It's silent. You don't even know. Sometimes you don't even know, like that. And then I wanted to, of course, I want to talk about.
That's some old man shit, though, to talk about.
They're used to it.
He's like, let's talk about high blood pressure medication.
Oh, they're used to it. Believe me, I have there's my cardiologist right there, Dr. Wong. So I talk about him. I even write parody songs about Dr. Wong and getting his bill. So I write. I'm a parody songwriter. I'm not the greatest musician, but I could write parody songs pretty darn good.
That's awesome.
So, and then after that, I mean, we're gonna just go through this real fast. But you had Tales from the Bird Bath, which I love. Tales from the Bird Bath. I love that band. And are y'all still doing that? Was that you and your wife?
It started out with a whole bunch of Seattle musicians. So I had like Dave and Mike, the bass player and the drummer from the Posies.
Oh, wow.
And Mike has also been the drummer for the Fastbacks for many years. They were in there. Rusty from Flop was in there. A bunch of other people that are a little less well known. Basically, all these buddies that I knew contributed to the record, and we made it together. But it was just a studio project, really. And then my wife and I met around the time I was making that. And so the next version of Tales from the Bird Bath went from like a full band to just two people playing. And then she and I have been doing that together, sometimes with more friends, sometimes just the two of us for 25, 30 years now. Like, going on 28 years, something like that now.
I tell you what, that album, the first album was fantastic. I mean, they're all, I mean, I don't know. Did y'all release something more than?
Yeah, we did that first record on Empty, Baron von Birdbath, and then we had a 7-inch with, I don't know, about 6 songs on it, and the CD with about a dozen songs on it. I'll send them over to you if you send me your
address. That sounds good. And I probably had it through the years. I just, you lose so much stuff.
I'll send you a little Top Drawer Records pack.
Oh, there you go. And that's
better in your basement than mine, I always say.
and that's your record label, Top Drawer. I tell you what, I want to tell you something, and I didn't realize this until I was doing research and all that, because that Lisa Moore and the trans that is, I mean, it's a little EP, but I didn't know that you put that out. That is a great little cover, and they do it in the summer from the Fastbacks. I mean, that is a great little.
I mean, it's just treat. So good. I was so happy when I managed to get that.
Oh, it's like a little treat.
You want to hear a crazy story about that? So basically I was in touch with Lisa, who is a big influence for me.
Oh, I love Lisa Moore. Anything Lisa Moore does is amazing to me.
She's pretty damn talented. Yeah. And anyway, I was, doing the Seattle Pop Punk Festival, and I was, I don't know, third or fourth year or something like that. And I reached out to her and I said, would you be interested in coming up and, doing something? And she was like, well, I've been doing this, maybe do this project with these one guys, and, but what we could do, Ian. And I kick myself for this every time. She says, I've been doing a lot of work with Kim Shattuck. Oh. Why don't we come up with that band and we'll play? And I was like, I'll put out a record. I was like, I'll make a 7-inch for you, whatever. And she said, Kim Shattuck. And I said, I really want it to be Northwest bands. So she said, I'm doing this other thing with the Transmitters, which is great, right? I mean, that is, but I just, when I look back on my life and I think how stupid wrong turns that I took, that I could have just been a little bit more open-minded or thought about things just a little different. Because, I mean, we lost Kim, I don't know, 2 years after that. But we could have got the two of them up on stage together.
Oh, my
God. Up here in Seattle, and I could have finally met her. I mean, I've been a huge Kim Shattuck fan for 35 years.
Same.
So I don't even like to think about it, because it's like, how did I fuck that up?
Oh my goodness! And we had Ronnie Burnett on, and when we were talking about Kim, there's musicians you lose, some you go through and you don't even, but people like Kim and Lance, special. And even somebody like Tony Sly, who Tony Sly with No Use.
No Use for Name, right? Okay.
Yeah, No Use for Name. these were fantastic, and you just hate to see, especially somebody like Kim. Kim was such, and I hate to keep on talking. I talk about Kim all the time, but she was like,
I mean, I think about her all the time.
me too.
When I write songs, I often think, what would she do here? You know, how would she write this chord? I have actually here's a Kim Shattuck story for you. So we got to me and my buddy somehow managed to bullshit our way into the backstage when they played here. This is on that first tour when Chris Crass was playing drums for them.
Yes,
they just put out that first record, and it was just like next level. The quality of the record was like, they didn't make punk records that sound that good up to that time. And the songwriting was amazing. It was just perfect. And anyway, we were backstage in this backstage area. It's like kind of a basement of this club in Seattle. And Moe's is what it was called. And I was just like, like every other 22-year-old kid was like in love with Kim Shattuck. And she was like such a diva, like walking around, doing her lipstick, doing her hair, and talking and being funny, and just everyone's just like paying attention to Kim. And she had a little hair barrette, like just a barrette that a lady would wear. And she set it down on this table, and she's walking around doing this and that, getting distracted. And I looked around, and no one was looking, and I swiped that. And then she was like walking around, where's my barrette? I can't find my barrette. I'm like, and that barrette is sitting in my like, I have like a nice, like a tall, just case,
right.
Like where, like I have my dad passed away, his sunglasses. I have like pictures of my grandparents, books that changed my life. And in there next to, my cufflinks from when I went to Oxford, for my college, right in there is Kim Shattuck's.
Oh my goodness.
With that. Because I just
love that. Story. I
she
love
was
that story.
So special. Like her songwriting, her voice, and like, how did you figure to use those chords? And then she was just this beautiful, elegant, woman. I mean, everything about her, we're all just like, oh my god, just fall in love with herself. She was like such a special, shining, like we're not worthy,
Exactly. I feel you are so right about Kim. Her and people don't. I try to tell people, and I just like, it blows my mind. Like I played it. I said, listen to this. This is the ultimate. This is the best. I mean, that first Muffs album, so even everyone. I mean, she is such a great.
A lot of good records, but that first one was special.
Oh, that first one was just mind blowing. It was like, I played that to everybody, and when people wouldn't get into it, I'm like, what's wrong with you? You don't like. What's wrong with you, man? You mustn't like music. You mustn't like like anger.
Probably Nickelback fans.
Listen. All right, let's talk about your new band there, man. When did this band start up, and what's going on with this?
Well,
I know it's been around for a while, good while.
It's been a while, maybe 7-8 years now.
Yeah.
We had lived in Europe. I'd lived in Chicago, and then we came back here, and I was traveling for work a lot. And then my wife and I were doing this band called Date Night with Brian.
Yes, I wanted to mention that too. That's
another kind of side project.
It sounds good.
Thank you. And I had gone to this show, and it was this band playing called Four Lights, and they were doing pop punk. And this is how out of touch I was. This is probably 2015, something like that, 2014. And like, I didn't really realize that people played pop punk anymore, which is so stupid, like so out of touch. But like, so I thought, I'm like, it was packed, this club. And I thought, people are coming to see this, Seth? Oh man, I want to do one of these bands again. And so I, put out some ads and wrote on Facebook with my friends and found some folks to play with. And we just, kind of picked up, I think, for me at least, where Sicko left off, like,
yes,
in terms of my songwriting, like, it's fast stuff. It's very stiff little fingers and snuff and Husker Du and a few other things. And, I have a label, so I just put out all my own stuff. And it has been just the thing I do 2 nights a week. Well, I practice 2 nights a week. We usually play a gig one night, a month, 1 or 2. And then, I'm playing guitar every day, writing songs and lyrics and all that. It's what I like to do. And, we've had, God, 1, 2, 3, we're on our 4th drummer.
Wow.
Yeah.
They go through drummers. All you Seattle bands go through drummers.
There's a lot of drum changeover. But the great thing is that our new drummer is Josh Sicko. So now it's like 2/3 Sicko, which is great. Awesome. Like he and I are really, really good friends and very close, like probably my closest friend. But we also we just have been playing music together for 35 years. So it's so easy to play with him. And so just awesome. It's like you're not like having to explain how to play a pop punk song or please don't play so many drum fills. You don't have to do any of that. And he's also just really good. So it's just like it sounds good when he plays. So that's been a joy. And then I guess we're on our 3rd bass player, which he's been with us now at least 5 or 6 years now. Jeff, who actually ironically was in that band 4 Lights, the one that inspired me to start doing it. So it's a nice little fun 3-piece. Everybody gets along good. It's a bunch of just nice guys. We do a lot of singing together. And it's cool because Jeff writes songs too, and he sings some songs. So it's not just me. We're even getting Josh doing some singing of backing vocals and stuff. Yeah. And so, it's just a thing that I run ads every day to try and get more people to try out our free stuff.
I'm going to talk about that after you finish.
Yeah. And, and I do all my mail order right over at this desk here. And awesome. And all the records and stuff are here. And it's just my little labor of love. Some guys have a boat and go fishing. I don't. I do this, and so it has been a real joy to me to be able to just have a band, write songs, play gigs, do the little festival, put out
and just
records,
have fun. And fun.
It's a joy to me. We lose money every year, but we, it's so great to be able to put out records into the world and get in touch with people that like what we're doing. So, that's what the Subjunctives is.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is fantastic. And it's like our show. We come on. We're not making. We love what we do, and then we go Look, gang, go follow him. And he had basically you give away your CDs really basically for shipping, right?
Yeah.
And I think I took you up on. I'm trying to remember. I have so much stuff. I think I don't have a CD player no more, so I think I got it, but I think I put it to it's just like one of them things. But gang, you got to go check them out. You got to go check out it's just music that you could tell Ian and the bandmates just love making. It's there for the joy. I believe that's base. And look, gang, that is how Ian came on our show. Angelo was at a show and the Subjunctives were playing, right, Angelo?
Yeah.
And Angelo says, Harold, you got to hear this band Subjunctive. I said, well, Angelo, what are you talking about? That's Ian from Sicko.
I'm like, oh shit.
I'm the punk rock museum encyclopedia over here. You're not telling me anything new. No, I didn't say it like that, but I'm like, yeah, that's it. I said, man, I would love to talk to Ian. And then Angelo reached out and got Ian on the show.
I'm glad that you heard the band. I'm glad you liked it. You know what? If I give you a link, you can give it to folks that are on here. And
yeah, I'm going to put that in the description. I'm going to put that definitely in the description and everything else whenever we go.
I'll put it in the chat now, so
right.
Anybody who goes there can get a free one.
Okay.
All right, that sounds good, and I'll make sure to share that also in the description. I'm going to add that in there too, and I'm going to push that again because it really. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go. Ian, and I know we're gonna wrap it all up, and I could talk to you probably for 3 hours, honestly, because it's been a pleasure talking to you. But I know you're involved with the Pop Punk Festival in Seattle. Is that happen every year or something? Or
Pretty much. We did have to shut it down one year in COVID.
Yeah, of course.
This year I've been, I got a elderly mom who is real sick, and I've been taking care of her. And so I really should have had it all figured out by now. But I've been a little bit too preoccupied.
Life happens.
Yeah, life. So the thing I realized with the COVID was basically the Pop Punk Festival is me, and a couple of buddies helped me on the days of it, buddies from high school. But other than that, it's, I can pick it whenever I want to. I just have to get my act together and get all the local bands and a couple flying bands figured out, 6 or 7 months in advance. And so I can really just do it whenever I want to do it. And so I've just decided I'm not going to try and take care of mom, do a new Subjunctives record, keep a job, stay married, raise these kids, and do a festival this fall. I'm going to try and get going on the festival. Mom's we're going in tomorrow she has cancer, but she's been doing chemotherapy. And so she gets her last scan tomorrow. And so I'm hoping I think it's going to be a good one. She's going to be clear. Then things are going to calm down a little bit. And then I can get my head focused on one more thing. And so I think kind of after the holidays and such, I will get going on that. So probably be like in the fall of next year.
Awesome.
So mostly every year, but there's
life
a few kind of like, wow, here there's 1 year seeming missing. There's not. It's just it got 18 months into between it instead of 12.
Yeah. Well, look, positive mojo to your mama. All our thoughts on after show chat. We're hoping that those results come in excellent tomorrow and everything is good. And then as I'm just gonna do this quick, but any plans on a little Sicko reunion in the near future?
Well, we did one earlier this year.
Yeah.
We did a couple of shows to the festival. We did a birthday party of a friend of ours. And then, like usual, we stopped. This band comes and goes. So I would not be surprised if in a year or 2 or 3, we're back doing it again. We all have other things we're doing. It's also kind of like, it's not really a going concern in the sense that we're not writing new songs and doing, all that stuff. So it's kind of at this point, it's a thing that we pull out periodically and have a little fun with it and then put it back on the shelf. Whereas the other bands are kind of what we're really focused on. Yeah. Even though I'm in the other one writing the same kind of songs and it's with Josh. So yeah, I know it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Hey, it makes sense to me. And I'm going to tell you, I watched some of the reunion online, and I'm going to tell you, you guys sounded great even now. So great job, Angelo. Anything you want to mention before we let Ian go for the night?
I'll see you at the Kraken. I don't know.
You will.
Angelo sent me a video. I did send it to myself, and that's shame on me. From last night. And Hillman, I guess y'all met up each other at where were y'all? Y'all were at
the Kraken. It's a local punk rock dive bar here in Seattle.
It's all that place I would love.
It's Seattle's #1 pirate themed punk rock dive bar.
Sounds like
it's great. It's a real kind of focal point for the local punk music community. Yeah. It's a very friendly, welcoming bar. Everybody is welcome there. The people are very kind and very genuine, and it's very much a community kind of spirit. And it's and we shot most of our videos in there, as do a lot of other bands. And it's one of those places where it's kind of like Cheers or something. You go in there and everybody's like, "Hey, hello, how you doing?"
It's almost like Gilman Street. It almost sounds like Gilman Street back then.
It's like that, maybe, yeah, but not all ages. I mean, it's really
not all ages, right?
It's a place where the local punk rock community and few other communities come together. And we were all like, they got broke into the other night. They did put together a $5,000 like, no, was it 15? It was like multi-$1,000
Yeah.
GoFundMe. It was oversubscribed in a like less than a
I
day.
saw that. I saw your poll. I saw that.
We all just when they got their new building, we all went in and helped paint it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so it's like it's a special gem in Seattle. Most of the bars are not like that. They're not. You don't have that community feeling.
I hope that y'all restrooms in the Kraken are better than the Gilman Street.
Oh, they're great.
I heard horror stories about the Gilman Street.
They're much better. Much better.
All right, let me ever show this real fast, and we're gonna let Ian go. But let me ever show this.
Harold, we're warming up for the show tomorrow. Harold. He gets called Harold. It's been Harold recently. Cheers, Harold.
With the Fender amp and everything.
All right, now Ian doesn't drink. That's a non-8. That's an N8. That's an NA. There. Ian, look, if I ever make it, I will make it to Seattle.
We do
go see Angelo for sure. Go visit him one day again. We've been doing this for 4 years. Angelo and I hooked up a lot, and me and Gino. But I'm gonna make it to Seattle one time, and I will look you up. And I would love to go have a NA with you. Maybe I'll drink a regular beer, but I would love to go have a drink with you at the Kraken. All right, Ian. I'm gonna give you my address and all that. Please. You were great. We would love to have you back on because there's a lot of other stuff I'd like to talk to you about, but we only have so much time. And look, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, and everything I said at the beginning about the what your music meant to me. I'm 100 people know I'm sincere, and your music to me really helped me out a lot in my life. And it's been, when I started this show, if you would have told me, I would have got to talk to Ronnie with the Muffs and Ian with Sicko and the Dolly Rots and all these other bands. I would have said, no, you're crazy. I'm never going to, but I did. And it's really been a pleasure to talk to everyone. And it's been especially a pleasure to talk to you.
Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate you bringing me on and being so supportive over all the years. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and thanks again. And my Sony little my first Sony player thanks you too, because that thing got a lot of Sicko music out of it over the years there. And you see the mic, I would just pretend like Dateless Blues.
You need a new one for CDs now.
I do.
Awesome. That's so awesome.
I know. I had a Hello Kitty one. It was all my kids' one. I had the Hello Kitty CD player, and I had my first Sony for my cassettes. I bought a lot of music on cassettes. I was like one of the guys. I was like a kind of person like, no, it's got to be vinyl, or because I'm not going into the CDs. No, that's not punk. I'm not. No. Of course. No, it don't matter. Ian, I thank you so much. Good. And again, positive mojo to your mom. I know everything's going to be everybody in the chat. And look, gang, I know a lot of people had questions up here. I'm concentrating. I'm working on stuff. I couldn't read all the comments. But we will have Ian on again if he'd be so kind to have him come on.
Anytime.
All right, my man. And look, I'll reach out again. I'm gonna email you my info. And again, thanks a lot, my man.
Yeah.
You have a good night. Best to your family and best to your mom out there tomorrow. All right.
Thank you, guys. Be well. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, no problem. Our pleasure. Take care. Lexi gave me a cold or something, and my nose went.
You have sniffles.
Yeah. She gave me a cold. We went eat.
Harold, definitely part 2 episode like soon. Let's do it.
Yeah, I love talking to you. Ian, I'm telling you, Ian, and I know people had messages. I was trying to look at the messages and all that. It's just hard to read when you're doing an interview because I'm trying to focus on a guest. And I really was interested in what Ian was talking about because again, everything he was resonates with me because I lived through that time. And me and him, I couldn't believe how similar we were. It was just amazing, like the same. And I guess he's right. People, it's just like us. Even though we're different generations, but we all bond and we all have the similar things, and even the people in the chat, it's like one of them things that we just all, and especially somebody of him. I mean, he was, I asked him before the show. I don't know if I'm sure he don't care, but he's like 2 years younger than me. So I'm still the oldest one in the room. So, but he's like 2 years younger than me. But I mean, we all grew, it's all that time, and we all got into the punk at the same time. It sounds like to me, and he had the same kind of things as me. But I see a lot of other people joined in, and I appreciate everybody watching. I hope y'all enjoyed the interview because I really enjoyed talking. And this is what I'm going to talk about real fast. Then is Ramona ready for a rant?
Oh.
Is Ramona ready for a rant?
I am, yes.
Yes, she is.
All right. Okay. So what we're going to do, gang, let me just make a few announcements, then we're going to go right into the rant because we haven't had a good rant in a while, and I am ready to rant away. So now I don't know what I'm gonna call this. I don't know if I'm gonna call this a different name. I don't know if I'm gonna call this after show chat, let's talk, or whatnot. But I am gonna start having more and more. I'm gonna try. I'll put it this way: I'll reach out to more people to have interviews, but I don't want to have interviews like this. I love talking to guests, but sometimes having a guest on is great. I love it. I love talking to Ian. I hope everybody enjoyed it. But I kind of want to put the interviews on a separate little special shows, kind of, let's say. Now, sometimes we may have them on. It's easier if I could get a guest to come on at different times. Sometimes it's hard to get a guest narrowed down to Sunday at whatever time zone there is, especially if they live on the East Coast. Then it's 10 p.m. and it's really rough, to get a guest. So this Wednesday, I'm going to start this up. I am going to have the Wellingtons. Now, the gang's going to join me whenever they can. I know Angelo's got to work. I had to go around the Wellington schedule. They're from Australia. They're a power pop band from Australia. And they are going to come on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Zach Anthony and his wife Kate is going to come on. I think y'all going to enjoy the interview. They're a good bunch of people. And look, I want to show you something. Let me set this up. This song we were talking about the Muff. Now, yeah, Nate, I saw your comment. Yes, we did have Ronnie from the Muffs on. The Muffs were just an amazing band, and you wouldn't believe how much influence Kim Shattuck has on the music I love. Because this song is a brand new song from the Wellingtons. I'm not going to play it all. I'm not going to play it all the way through. But this song is called "Sad Today." It's about Kim passing away. I mean, the Muffs had a song, Sad Tomorrow. So they came up, they were friends with Kim. And this is the Wellingtons, and this is a song about Kim Shattuck of the Muffs. And I'll hurry up and do this, and we'll talk about our guests next week, and then we're going to go into our rant. So here's Sad Today.
Looks like the time is over, but I'm still thinking of you tonight. We didn't know the secret, I'm sure you gave one hell of a fight. And when I heard you say the freedom coming through the speakers up and we're around, I know it sounds like a cliche, but never really wish you could have stayed. You had no time for all the trauma.
I fell on my hand. Hold up. Still playing. So that's the Wellington. That's the song about Kim, Sad Today. And if you heard, a lot of people didn't know what Kim was going through. She had ALS, and she really was in public with it. And the only time we found out that she had ALS and was suffering from it was really when we found out she passed away, which was unfortunate. That's Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. And it was unfortunate. So Wellingtons are going to come in on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central. Figure out your time. And we're going to have a blast talking to, and I'll probably show clips. I'll probably clip it up and show clips next week, or maybe not next week, because next week we have another guest, Elena Rogers, that I talked about before. And that's going to be next week. She's going to come in. I think we're going to enjoy. I know I will enjoy talking to Elena also. I don't know much about Elena, but I know I love her music. And I found out she's only 20 years old.
No.
20 years old. She had all this music that she came out with, all these instruments.
And that's what I say to all the kids. You know, you've heard me on here say it to multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it to Tiny Tim, and I've said it to others, especially the young kids. I says, do every single thing, make a million albums, put it all out there. Don't hold back one thing. Don't second guess one thing. So that is so fierce. I love that for her.
Me too. Me too. I love that she just goes out and, like you said, Ramona, goes out, don't have no fear. Like Tim's musical output, Tiny Tim, our friend, musical output is amazing. Is amazing. Yeah. Go out there, throw it all out there, and do with and basically, I mean, but look, when I'm thinking about like a person, I don't want to go too much into it right now, but when I think of a person like Elena Rogers, who's 20 years old and doing all this music, when Ian and all started Sicko, they were probably around the same age, 20, 21, you know, they were around the same age, you know, so it's all, you know, it's all that timeline. Descendants were like probably 16, 17. Black Flag was all young, you know, young kids whenever they did it, you know. So, you know, it's that music and the youth that has that now I like all the music, but it's always fun to see a budding musician like Elaine is going to come on, and it's just to see them starting and it's just to me, I love Elena's music. I've been listening to it a lot, and here's Staring at the Sun. I love this song.
All my money because I feel a little sad, and I'm thinking that there's something going wrong. I keep up my blessings, is it selfish that I'm stressing, cause it really isn't pleasant like at all. But life isn't fair, and it is just a little bit confusing, very amusing to proceed. So maybe I'll go, but then again I don't know if all my friends would go with me when I leave. Just a tiny bit stranger than they thought I'd be.
All right. So I love those that changes in her music.
Yeah,
it's just like,
it's fun. It's really great.
It's really fun music. It really is. So that is next Sunday. So we have a lot going on. The Sunday after that, one more thing. We're going to try to do movie, maybe after show chat movie club.
Oh yeah,
the Bill and Ted.
Yeah, Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Okay.
Yeah, Angelo, I got to thank you for getting Ian on the show. I really appreciate it, my man.
Yeah, that was great.
Appreciate it. Awesome.
I tried to find him later on in the evening to do like a little greeting for the show, but he left.
Yeah, you'll probably run into him again into Kraken or something.
Yeah,
you could
I got Harold. You really would like that place.
Awesome. I'm gonna reach out to him. I'm sure if I ask him, he'll do it. He seemed like he was into us. All right, gang. Now it's that time of the show. I'm gonna have a rant Tuesday, but that's gonna be my turn to rant on Tuesday.
Oh, it's my turn.
But this is somebody we haven't had a good rant, and so to do the good rant, we need a good opening. So.
I'm ready.
Shout out to Gene for the opening, and shout out to HD for the music,
the vocals, and music.
Even though it wasn't much of music, but anyway, it is what it is. Let me take out mystery song because I want to play this properly. And Ramona, get ready. Now, gang, if you don't know one of our rants, it's whenever somebody's angry about something and we're gonna rant. We call the segment Rant Away. Here we go.
Let's roll it.
Ran away. Oh, wait. I did the wrong thing. What am I doing, HD?
Are you doing HD?
I played the music. I didn't play the thing. I'm sorry.
You played the music. You didn't play the thing.
I mean, we sure do love the song, but let's see the.
I don't know what happened. I put it in the wrong place even. I put it in sound. Oh, I'm all flustered.
Is it the video? You have the video, right?
Yeah, I have the video. I made the mistake. I clicked sound files instead of media. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. I'm sorry. Can't be perfect.
Nope.
Can't be perfect. Even though I try, can't be perfect.
So close.
Missed it by this much. I'm glad to get smart used to say that. Missed it by this much. Sure did, HD. Here we go.
Ran away. You can ran away. Ran all day if you want to.
All right. Short and sweet. I love it. That's an old classic song. Every day. Ran away. Ran away.
I already had it in my head, and then they started working on it, and I was like, woo, serendipity.
All right. Ramona. Do you mind, Ramona? Ramona,
should I even say this? Maybe I should.
Ramona, hold up 1 second. Hold up.
Hey, wait, can we put up a vote? Should I cancel the rant?
No, we're not
canceling.
Oh.
Wait. No, wait. There's no way you're gonna cancel that rant.
Go ahead, go get a drink.
Beer. I gotta get a beer for this rant.
Yeah. Can I show you real quick? I have a piece of sourdough that I made.
That they made. Yeah. They are such a bakemeister. Yeah. They're a bread scientist.
The bottom's burnt. Ignore that. But the rest of it looks pretty good.
It's so delicious.
Yes, I would love you to see
it. Wait, what were you saying?
We have been waiting for a rant for years now.
I'm sorry, Angelo. I'm gonna make him be quiet. Hold on. Hang on. Hold on 1 second.
Wait a second.
Hang on, Angelo. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just came right in.
No, you're good.
Gene, yes, I would love you to send me some.
I would love to send you some. Look, Harold, one second. I was showing my bread. I made the sourdough.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was getting
okay.
a beer.
Yeah, you're good. That's what I was doing while you were getting a beer.
I'm sure that's not what the rant's about. Now, Ramona, I know you're having second thoughts about doing a rant, but we've been waiting for a good rant for years now. We haven't done the rant away for a while.
I never did a rant before. I had to have.
No, you did, but we haven't done it in a long time. Yeah, we haven't done it in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do a rant. But the reason why I say, oh, should I cancel the rant? Because I feel like a bitch, if you know what I mean. If you can spell, I feel like a bitch, and you'll see why. But also at the same time, I stand by it because we can't be perfect, and I'm just gonna say it how it was.
All right.
And I'm a juggalette, and I got my player haters degree, and sometimes you gotta be a hater. So
it's true.
Here we go.
All right, go ahead.
I was walking up the block to the store the other day in the morning, and we were walking down we were driving like a day before, and we saw a sign that they were filming for a movie.
Ooh la la.
So I'm walking up the next day to the store, and here I go, and here comes the bitchiness. I'm coming in.
All right, come with it.
These bougie movie fancy pants little MFers Maroon. They got about 12 blocks blocked off. They got trailers down over there. They got trailers down over here. They got a whole craft services with twice as many sternos as a wedding out in front of the barber shop. They got the sets over here, sets over there, bathrooms over here, signs up and down the block. And I said, oh, these bougie little Hollywood little spachims. Oh, these little jadrus.
All right.
So I went up to the store to get my little groceries I had to get. And then at the same time, I said, I am a hater and I'm going to fulfill my will. So I bought a little Al Capone cigar. And on my way back up the block, I was smoking my cigar and puffing cigar smoke all over everybody at the craft service buffet when they were eating their little Hollywood breakfast. I was channeling Blaze. Blaze would be proud of me. I was so petty in that moment. I said, "Ooh, you think you're hot shit, huh? Well, guess what? Time for some cigar smoke, okay? My petty revenge that nobody cares about."
Nobody even probably noticed.
No, of course not. The only thing they noticed is that me, because they look at me like I'm a piece of scum. But other than that, they didn't notice.
It's what we call a silent protest.
Yeah,
you know you did it. You know you did it, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
I couldn't believe that. The amount of buffet trade.
What, they gotta eat?
I know that. But listen, it was about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
And they had enough sternos for a wedding. I mean, it was crazy. I can't imagine what was in all those things. It was nuts. Right out of the street.
Man, they eat good for breakfast.
Damn.
I'm telling you. What movie is it? What?
Should I say?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not?
I know what movie it is because it's all over the signs. And they have blocks. And then we saw them even down by the laundromat. They were even further.
Yeah, they were really far, yeah.
Yeah, even further than I realized. And then all the way up past us.
Yeah.
And all the way down there. And they have multiple sets, multiple signs that say, like, where there's bathrooms.
Well, and it was actually only for like 2 days. It wasn't very long.
I know.
Yeah. They really weren't that intrusive. I gotta be real. But
no, I'm just being funny. No, I'm just saying, oh, Hollywood bougie, you know.
Yeah,
I
agree with that. Yes, yeah.
That's all. They weren't being intrusive.
No, but anyway,
I was just
what movie
laughing.
was it?
It was the movie of I Play Rocky.
Oh,
The
okay.
kid plays Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. That.
Oh, and you know what else? Here's an interesting fact. Free of hate. In front of the one bar up the street, they had all these old 70s cars out there. And it was really funny. I was like, whoa.
Right, period piece.
Yeah, what is that? Like the story of how they made Rocky, huh? That's
He's like playing Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Like filming Rocky and preparing, I guess.
Yeah. Oh. Now, Ramona.
What? I'm just being petty because they're rich and I'm poor. That's all.
Oh my God.
Those poor craft workers, those poor people working in the big work, they probably not making no money. They're struggling. Probably some of them had a cigar allergy, and you just blew smoke in those workers' faces right there. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. You don't feel bad. I'm just messing with you.
Right.
I am proud that you did that. That's showing.
I know. I'm just kidding.
That is sticking it to the man. Right there.
I know. That's right. See, Harold understands. That's all I need to know. If Harold agrees, then I'm good. I don't need anybody else's approval.
It's a silent protest.
It's silent
guess
protest.
what? Guess what? I guarantee you there was at least 1 or 2 people in the service department right there that said, "Who's smoking the cigar around here?"
I know. But Harold, listen, and we don't need to talk too much about it because I don't like to go crazy on here. But everybody knows me and everybody loves me and everybody sees me.
Okay.
I don't need to be smoking a cigar. Those motherfuckers part like the Red Sea when I come down the block. Oh, let me go.
Ramona's coming through with my
That's right,
cigar. Al Capone cigar. He's like, Ramona had like a Tony Soprano cigar right there.
Oh, I can't. So anyway, that was a fun.
Blowing all that smoke like a dragon.
And then
it was like Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the Magic Dragon. And I am magical. That's what really made it
Take
cute
that.
after the fact when I could release my hate was when we saw the old cars.
It was the car.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's pretty cute.
See, Ramona, I would have did something like that too, but I don't smoke cigars, so I would have walked around like that and just let out a few smelly farts if I would.
Wow. Fart powder. You should have sent the fart powder overnight.
No,
that's the way I do it. You do it with a cigar. I do it the other way with stinky farts. Okay, that'll show them. Somebody's eating their beautiful breakfast with the fancy breakfast.
There was so many foreign delicacies in there.
Oh, it is.
I know.
It is.
And that's the real foreign delicacy. Harold's farts.
Hello, what is it? Diodata. How you doing? All right.
That's my mom's new husband. No, I'm just kidding.
That was my rant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like
There you
that.
go.
I'm gonna have a
I
rant.
hope it was good.
Oh, it was good.
You liked
good.
it.
Ran away. In fact, it was so good. Let's watch.
Ran away. You can ran away. Ran all day if you want to.
All right. I told Gene, watch this. I want to play one more time. Just the beginning, though. I complimented Gene on this font. I said, what font did you use?
Ran away.
I am a font fanatic. And I'm like, what
And
font
what did
was
Gene
that?
say?
Gene said, I made it myself. I don't use.
Yeah. When Gene told me that, I said, wow, that's like a baller.
I
You
know.
really
I did.
dropped it. Like,
I even didn't know. I even didn't know Gene made it, and I'm like, "Wow, what font is that? I want to steal that. What font is that?" And then Gene said, "I made it." I said, "Ooh, I love."
I can certainly make you. I can write you a title whenever you want.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so hey, look, gang. I hear a dog. I don't know where she's at. Give me 1 second.
Oh no, Rosie time.
Rosie time. Rosie time.
Wow,
That's
you
it.
should make that.
Should I? Oh, I can sample myself this time.
I have this bag of white nougat pieces. I can't
Ooh,
stop.
it's so good. It is so good.
They came from Lidl.
Uh,
Lidl. I don't know how you say that.
I think it's Lidl in the
Do you have
commercials.
that in Seattle?
No.
Lidl.
It's like, oh, do you have Aldi?
They don't have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have an
I know.
Aldi over there?
Oh, yeah.
Lidl and Aldi are like similar.
They're making. I am afraid of. I think Audi is overextending themselves.
Oh.
I think Audi. You're talking about the supermarkets, Audi, right?
Yes.
I think they are overextending themselves. I think they are gonna regret.
Opening.
Like it used to be unique. All right, Audi. Maybe they had one in Y'allians, one here, there. Now there's like 8 or 9. Like it's almost like a regular supermarket now. Like I don't know how it is where y'all are, but down here they took over a chain called Winn-Dixie. They changed all those stores in the Audi.
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah, and they just have them all. There's one, right
Here,
on the way.
let me tell you this. Here, they are around, but they're like few and far between.
Oh, you see, that's how it used to be here.
Same with Lidl. Like, because the reason why we started talking about Aldi is because we were saying how we were shopping at Lidl. You know that one?
No, I don't know that
It's
one.
like
They don't
very
have that.
similar to Aldi.
They're like a similar kind of store, but
and they both like exist in Europe.
yeah. I would say that Aldi, there's like, I've seen like 3 of them around. Like they're here and there.
Yeah, there's
but
more
they
Aldis,
are
and there's
not
like a good amount, but it's not. Yeah, it's not everywhere.
No,
everywhere,
they're
yeah.
not like
Yeah,
locked
see, down here they have
That's
too
how
many.
They're having lockdown over
Yeah,
there.
down here they have too many, and I think they're gonna regret. They're gonna start.
It's real cheap though. They have
Yeah,
some really,
they have
really cheap stuff.
Oh, they have
Something
good
cool,
stuff. They have
good
good stuff. The problem is, with Audi is, it's like Trader Joe's. You got to get what they got. You know, it isn't like a supermarket like Walmart where they're gonna have every single thing you need. You know, they have specific things you need. John W. Davis, I got it. I'm gonna play that in 1 second. John W. Davis. I do check my Instagram. Sometimes not on this show. I've been sometimes on. And again, I'm sorry. I see y'all chat sometimes, and I'm focusing on the show, and especially when we have a guest, it's hard for me to look at the chat a lot. And I do apologize. So, Angelo, if you see something interesting there, please throw it up because sometimes I can't. I miss stuff a lot because I know some people had questions about. And I was enthralled with listening to Ean talk, and I apologize. I mean, that's my fault. Because I thought he was interesting. I really liked it talking to him. So yeah, Audi, I think, it's like one of them things where, you're going to go, I'll always find great stuff at Audi. And especially if they have if you go at the right time and it's discounted, a lot of the stuff is discounted. It's a good.
I know. Well, they always have cool, weird imports and cool, weird, salted meats and
yes,
stuff like that.
Yes, that I love that. Like you go in the cooler section, there is all kind of great meats and whatnot. It really is great. I do.
I know. I'm not even talking about Aldi. I'm talking about Lidl. But
I'm talking about Aldi too.
I know. And
maybe not as much as that other place, but I find some interesting things at Aldi.
They're real similar.
All I was gonna say is that they're real similar, and the reason I said it is because we just went to that other place, and I bought these big tins of herring fillets in tomato sauce, and they're
how we feel about
good,
our
I gotta send you a picture. Yeah. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I've talked over you.
I'll send you a picture, Harold.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Hope that person's talking about us, unless I missed something else in the show. I don't know. I'll take credit if that's person. I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't think there's another show going on here.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
Harold, don't be self-deprecating. Just take the compliment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I know. What am I doing? Questioning. If I see a comment, I'm just going to throw it up, and that's it.
I love it. Thank you.
I don't think Sylvester Stallone's walking around that movie set. Is he Sylvester Stallone?
No, because he's not in it, right?
No, I think he's probably produced it. I'm sure he produced something. Yo,
Harold, did you ever see Lock Up?
Oh, what?
Did you ever see Lock Up?
Lock Up. I'm sure I did. I'm almost positive I did. I don't remember it much, but I'm almost sure I did. Sounds familiar.
They show an exterior of a prison in that movie that I grew up 5 minutes from.
Oh, can you imagine?
The one that we used to live next to? Yes, that we also lived 5 minutes from for the first few years of the show.
Oh yeah, when we were in the show, we still lived there.
Yeah. I could just imagine Sylvester Stallone in that movie set. Yo, who's smoking that stinky ass Sicko?
I know. He would, that square. He would complain. I bet he would.
Oh, I know he would. Yo,
I know.
I never saw his new TV show. What's it? Forget it. He plays a mob guy. Tulsa.
On TV? Wow.
Yeah, TV. It's a series. I wanted to see because it's like a mob guy, but whenever I think of Sylvester Stallone, I just can't take him as a mob
I don't
guy.
buy it.
Yeah, me too. And you know what it is too? Like I can get into actors. I like Tony Soprano. I like Robert De Niro. I'm not crazy about Sylvester Stallone, and I don't want to really see him play a mob guy. Hey, bada bing, bada boom.
Not believable. Yeah.
Well, he's done a lot of goofy stuff. He's too goofy. You can't take him like.
I know.
Doughboy says that he likes it.
What's that?
Oh, I love that. Doughboy
what is it? Tulsa.
Tulsa.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It looks
Jonathan
good.
Davis, that's one of the ones I was talking about.
It does look good.
He's too goofy.
Yeah, it does look good. I might have to just take a,
bite the bullet. It sounds kind of compelling, but I'm just like, I don't know.
You know,
I know it does.
My favorite role that he ever played, the Orange Julius guy on Saturday Night Live.
He made a mob movie one time. It was a comedy. It was Oscar. I don't know if you remember that movie. He was playing like a mob guy, and his daughter was getting married, and it was like a farce. It's like a farce, like his daughter was getting married, and it was like miss, but it was like a play almost. But it was really, it really was kind of let me see if I could find it. I hate to watch it, Sylvester. We have enough movies, to do for movie club.
Well, if we do it Sylvester Stallone, we got to do Over the Top.
Oh, yeah.
Either Over the Top or Stop Where My Mom Will Shoot.
Oh, I love Over the Top. Yeah.
Stop Where My Mom Will Shoot could be the one.
This is the trailer for that movie I was talking about. It's called Oscar. Okay, here it is with Sylvester Stallone. Here we go. I don't know if I'm even going to make it through all the way, but here we go.
I love Triple H. Horrible decision.
And gangster Snaps Provolone is in control. The rebels are helpless. No one in the entire city dares to defy him, except his daughter.
I'm a modern 30s woman. Look!
Put that away! I'm your father! She'll do anywhere, with anybody.
Your daughter and I are lovers.
What?
Did he tell you I was pregnant?
What? Touchstone Pictures presents Sylvester Stallone in the story of a father. What we need is a husband. Trying to find someone. No, look at us! Who will marry his daughter.
I've decided to go away to a convent.
Well, you're a little late. Maybe it'll be Anthony.
But I love Thornton!
Or Thornton.
I want Oscar!
Or Oscar.
Who's Oscar? He's got pimples!
A couple of dates with you and that'll clear up.
I forgot that Tim
Chaz Palminteri? I got to look at the cast on this.
Well, you saw Tim Curry was in.
I saw Tim Curry, and I see Chaz Palminteri right there from Bronxville.
That's the second time Tom mentioned him too. That's the second time today that I heard that. I'm like, that's not.
But whoever she decides to spend her life with,
You mean she's having the chauffeur's baby?
it's sure to ruin his life.
I just came from Lisa's bedroom.
You and everybody else. Sylvester Stallone, Oscar.
That actually kind of looks like entertaining. I gotta be honest.
man.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the trailer.
It could have been
but,
worse.
like-
And look, directed by our friend John Landis.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
John
It's so
Landis.
stylized. Yeah.
Yeah, John Landis.
Landy Poo.
Do you
Yeah,
know
that
what
was a good cast. Yeah, that was a good cast. I just don't remember too much about it.
And like the sets and like it looks like even Stallone is kind of half doing a good job. Like that actually kind of like I kind of want to see that.
It's a play. It's a farce.
I get it. I totally get what they're doing, which is why it can work if they do.
Yeah,
it well,
it isn't like they have like massive sets. It's like all in the house takes place and
yeah, totally. Yeah, because it's like a play. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I just want to say that when you're saying that it's a farce, the first words of the trailer was gangster snaps provolone. I was dying already.
That's a farce indeed.
Snaps provolone, not snaps provolone.
Max Ravioli.
Yeah.
Bobby Eggs.
Oh,
Bobby Eggs.
Oh, I didn't see you, Chantel, in there. I hope you're doing well, Chantel.
Yeah.
I hope you're doing well. I know Chantel's back home, so shout out to Chantel.
Hear it.
All right, Jen, I didn't see you in there either. John W. Davis sent me this. Let me never play this. I'm gonna play this.
Oh, please.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
Okay.
See? Nice and easy. Just keep moving. Nobody looks twice. You see?
All right. Thank you, John W. Davis.
See? Nice and easy. Just keep moving. Nobody looks twice. You see?
I think this is when John W. Davis said that that Blaze and Vaidi got in trouble in Vegas before.
Recreation.
Yes, it was a drama.
I like the real Blaze better. That's a little disturbing.
Yes, that is disturbing.
Yes.
Blaze, yeah, that is a disturbing Blaze. That is disturbing.
Yes.
I think I'd run away from that Blaze. I don't think I'd invite him inside my house. Be honest with you.
You don't think you'd invite him to your questionable meat cuisine?
No.
Your questionable
buffet.
Hey, gang, we will revisit the casino because I do have my casino shirt on.
Oh, the best.
Yeah.
Harold, we gotta talk.
Why?
Cause.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh, we gotta talk about.
We gotta talk on the after show.
Oh, okay.
That's why we're called the after show chat.
Okay.
The real best part is
After. We're gonna talk about the after show. The chat.
After.
And gang, let me jump and do this because really the interview, and that's why I kind of want to put the interviews because I love talking to guests. I love talking to guests, but whenever we do interviews, it's a different vibe because we're into the interview mode, and it's hard to then we move on to the show mode, and I love doing guests. I love talking to guests. I think that it's going to work out better. It'll give us more time to have more guests on if we make a little separate show. Like I said before, maybe talk about after show. What did we say? Let's talk with ASC. I think that's Let's talk with ASC.
Yeah.
So that again, that's going to be Wednesday night. So gang, if you're available Wednesday night at 6 p.m., I appreciate all the support. If you could come in the chat and talk to the Wellingtons, and I'm going to play clips on the regular show too. But I think it just flows smoothly whenever we focus on the interviews when we have an interview and focus on the show like we did in the old days. Because we used to have 2 shows a week. Now we only have 1. But gang, guess what? It's coming into the home stretch.
Yes.
Okay? And it's almost time for Thanksgiving. Right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to look back real fast at a masterpiece classique, let's say.
Ooh.
Enzo, do we have the masterpiece classic? Because I have my window up, I can't reach it.
My favorite part of every segment is us trying to figure out if we have the theme song.
Well, there's so many videos.
Well, we have too many, and we don't have any storage on here, so it's like always trying to find it.
It's not letting me.
Okay.
Here.
Okay, that's okay. We're just gonna play it. This is something that came out about 2 years ago. It is the official Thanksgiving after show chat Thanksgiving song from our very own. We just saw him, a weird incarnation of him. We're gonna watch Blaze official Thanksgiving music video. Here we go.
I see a Thanksgiving dinner and I want to beat it with my bat. No cranberries or yams, I want to beat it with my bat. I see people dressed in their fancy clothes. I want to take the pumpkin pie and shove it in their nose. I see all the happy people and I want to make them sad. Destroy their Thanksgiving and make them so mad. It must be something in my DNA that makes me want people to have a horrible day. People can look inside me and see my heart is black, but I don't need anyone but my beautiful back. Maybe one day I'll see my ways and change, but it's not easy facing a world full of jerks. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, but know I'll be watching you.
If you're not careful, I will destroy your food too. That's right. What incarnation do you people think you do? Gathering around with friends and family? That's baloney. Be like me. Be alone. You losers.
Oh, when Blaze sticks that middle finger out at the end, that's just icing on the cake. You know what this song reminds me of? Whenever I was listening to it and I could change the lyrics, if I could change the lyrics. I see a buffet table and I want to blow my cigar smoke on it. Fill it up with all ashes so no one can eat. I see you with 27 steel burners. You think you're fancy with your Thanksgiving movie dinners?
Wow, that was good. That was good. Nice. I will say that I think that a cigar is a little more T-Bus style, and Blaze would take a baseball bat and knock.
Oh yeah, Blaze is.
However,
yeah.
it's the spirit of it. It doesn't matter. It is.
I think Flex maybe would have the cigar.
Oh, I can see Flex. You're right. Yeah, Flex. Yeah,
I'm gonna blow cigar smoke all over him.
Yeah, because it's a little silly and dastardly.
Yeah. Blaze would just be like, what incarnation is going on over here?
Yeah.
You Sylvester Stallone loving people over here.
He would crack the windshield of the new old cars.
Yeah. Where is this Sylvester Stallone? I'm gonna beat him on the head with this baseball bat over here. You call that a buffet?
There you go. Yep, and he tried to get royalties somehow.
Put me in your dang movie. Yo, Adrian, you see? Oh wait, Mr. Muscle was in that movie. And what? They didn't invite Mr. Muscles on that set. You know, Mr. Muscles.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, Mr. Muscles.
Who do you think is playing Mr. Muscles in that movie?
Blaze. No, I don't know. Some
young
blue hair. Yeah, some blue hair grandma.
Not to mention, and I'm already out of here, but not to mention the fact, the irony, and I don't know the whole story, so maybe I'm wrong, but whatever, I'm still a hater. So, the irony that in Rocky is based on Chuck Wepner, the Bayonne Bleeder from Bayonne, New Jersey,
which is one town over from us, one city over,
and they co-opted his life and turned it into Rocky and made him be from Philadelphia. And now you're here in New Jersey.
Yeah, one town over from Bayonne. Yeah, like right next to Bayonne. Like, yeah, you can see it from where they're filming.
What an insult! What an insult!
Part 2.
They based the movie on a guy from New Jersey, put it in Philadelphia. Then when they remake the whatever they're making, the story about it, they go back to New Jersey. Oh, it's just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna watch that movie whenever it comes out, and I want to see the scene whenever they were taping that day, and everybody looks green from that cigarette smoke. They're all sick.
I know, right? You can see it. Yeah, it looks like really. They probably they're like, yes, we got the atmosphere, because the place they were filming in is like an old bar that looks like ancient. Like it doesn't have a sign. It's all made out of wood. Like they haven't updated. Like they've kept it like very much well kept old. So it's like it makes sense they would film something that's taking place back then. But it's like, yeah, get that smoke in there. That's authentic. But I will tell you that the barbershop was across the street and just had buffet tables, not next to where the bar was that they were filming.
All right, gang. That's about a wrap, and that's what I'm talking about. Whenever we have a guest, that's about a wrap over here. So so next week, Wednesday, please join if you can, if you're able. Thank you, Mother Teresa. I saw you say you were going to try to be there this Wednesday at 6 p.m. Whatever time it is, that's 6 p.m. Central. We're going to have Zach and Kate from the Wellingtons. It's going to be fun. And then next week, and we have another guest, and then we're gonna put the guests on separately after that. But we're gonna have Elena Rogers. If something would change, I'll let y'all know. But we'll have Elena Rogers on, and I think she'll be a fun guest to talk to too. I think we're gonna discover her and music and whatnot, and see what's going. I love talking, especially somebody like that. I think Ramona and you know, the musicians could really relate to you know, being a one person doing everything themselves. I think it's going to be a fun time. Tuesday night food chat with HD. Look, I'm going to rant on Tuesday, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. I went to a place this weekend, and the no good, cheap owners decide they want to charge 40 cents to put lettuce and a little bit of tomato on their pool boys. 40 cents.
And it's like an insulting amount of money. Like, it's just really like,
yes, it's showing me that they nickel and dime me, and that's what I'm going to talk about. And I talk about that in the review. You nickeling and diming me for some lettuce. Come on. And the pickles, horrible. I never had pickles that bad in my life.
And that's serious. You're a pickle lover. Like, that really means for you to give that review.
Oh my goodness. So that review is going to be up Tuesday morning, so I can talk about it Tuesday night on Food Chat with HD. I have a Thanksgiving review up there that went out this morning. I'm not going to promote that one too much, but it's going to be a Thanksgiving review. And gang, let me give y'all an update. Let me give you an official update. We are 11 subscribers away from 1,000. Now, it seems like I would know 11 people. I could just go, please go subscribe.
I know,
but
right?
I don't know nobody else. I could go find 11 more people to get to subscribe. If you know 11 people to go subscribe, please do so. We are 11 away. We are so close into the home stretch. We could taste 1,000 subscribers. 11. Can you imagine that? Only 11 when we started this. We didn't think we would ever reach. We were lucky to reach 100. And we were 11 away from 1,000. I hope I get it before I put this review up, because this review that's going to come out Tuesday, it ain't going to be good. And I hope I don't lose subscribers. It's going to be controversial. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. 40 cents.
Yeah.
40 cents. I'm going to talk more about that Tuesday, because I could say a lot, but I don't want to start. All right, gang. So thank y'all for so much. Ian, thank you. Ean Hernandez. It is a weird last name he has, Hernandez. You know, I should have actually used related to Keith Hernandez. I should have asked him. Ian with Sicko, go check out the music. Angelo, you have that website up again? You have that website, or you took it down? Subjunctives.com/ there you go. He will send you a free CD. He's serious. I see. You go follow Subjunctives on Facebook, and his ad comes up so much on my Facebook now. He will send, and I'm almost sure that I took him up on his offer, and he sent me a free CD even before he even knew me. That's DIY. Hey, you want about? He's not on Santa Monica Pier or on the streets of New Jersey giving away CDs like, or Vegas, you know, asking for $5 when you take a CD. You know, he's really giving it away for free. That is true DIY punk ethics right there. That is true. That's what we, you know. Hey, please, I'm giving it to you for free. We can listen to our music. And it's good music. It's great. So, gang, thanks, Ian, for coming on. We appreciate it. Angelo, thank you for reaching out to Ian for us, and appreciate that. Ramona, thank you for the rant. And Gene, thank you for the awesome font.
You got it. For the rant and the font. Because I'm also the one who said, as soon as Ramona started talking about, I said, no, I'm telling Harold right now, we got a rant. Official. And that prompted us to redo the video. So every time now we have like an old thing we want to redo, we gotta just
We
do
got to
it.
do it. We got to
Yeah.
do it. We got to
We'll
do it
take
because a lot of those we have to redo.
Yeah, it's been so long. We're so, like that was a little 13-second video, and it was like one of the best videos I've made in a while.
I know that was
It's so
awesome.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had the Ran Away, the original Ran Away with that song, and then I did a different Ran Away with a queer song. Ran away about your neighbor.
Yeah,
Ran
that was a
away
good
about
one,
your
yeah.
job. But that one's outdated too, And I like this one with the Pixie song. Ran away.
Perfect sweet.
You can ran away, ran all
That's the
day.
third time I said that. Yeah, no, it's perfect.
Yep. All right, gang. So I have a lot coming up this week. Tuesday night, you're gonna see me in Food Chat. Wednesday night, you're gonna see me interviewing the Wellingtons, and we'll be back Sunday night next week. I'll be kicking off Thanksgiving weekend. I'm sure we'll see some of the characters. Well, I'm gonna try to have some of the characters do something for Thanksgiving, and we're definitely gonna do. We have to revisit the casino. It's just been we've been busy with traveling and and getting them all together. They're busy in the casino.
They're just business as usual right now. I feel.
Yeah. Thanks, Lexi, for getting me sick. But anyway, moving on, gang. Anything else anybody wants to say before we leave? Thank you, John W. Davis, for that look into Blaze's alternative life over there. Really weird. All right.
Have a great week, everyone. That's what I
have a great week, and we will see you. And join me. Don't leave me hanging. Join me. All right, gang.
Wednesday, 6:30.
Well, Steve, I didn't say hello to you. I didn't see you. You see, you came in after, and I did not even see. Oh, and we're doing the chopped liver.
We will be having chopped liver someday soon.
Yeah, in December for the holidays. All right, gang. Later.
Great.
Yeah.